But
it's gonna
that's how
up in there.
We're still viewed in that way. So when you think about percentage-wise, like I said, just a female period is at like a 30% of 100% male executive chefs. So a black female, because now she's already a female, but now you got all this other stuff that she angry because, like you said, chefs are assholes. No, I'm an asshole because I'm a chef, not because I'm an angry black woman. Like, you know, like I'm angry because you playing and you're not doing it properly. I'm angry because the ticket times are too long. These are the things that I'm angry about, not because I'm an angry black woman. Like, I'm fine when I leave here, but you add all of that, and now we down to 10%. So of course you don't see us.
So in terms of sexism, we spoke about that. Like, what experiences have you had in the industry that you feel, you know, were related to sexism?
So for me, like you was a chef, like that was your first thing that you ever really got into outside of music. You became a chef like right away. So being a chef professionally was my second career. I could always cook, but I was in Verizon for like 15 years. So, but still cooking, and then went to culinary school and all that kind of stuff. Because I said to myself, if I take this next leap and I take this move, I at least want to learn all the techniques and what I need to learn on paper. Because I felt like if I just was to be a home cook out there, I won't be taken seriously.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So I wanted to have that extra knowledge, you know, up under my belt. Now, when I was interning at John George, I remember going to this kitchen. It was this big, you know, black dude with dreads, everything, very egotistical, very asshole-ish, you know, and, you know, so when I'm a new chef, you know, I'm a line cook at this point, prepping, doing my station set in the third, but then when I finally got upstairs to be on the line cooking and grilling and stuff like that, he used to see how I used to move, and I could tell there was an intimidation that was there, you know, and then certain things that he wouldn't want me to do. Well, I want you to do this, I'm going to let Roger do that, and I'm gonna let Jose take care of that. I just want you on this because I think he saw I caught on really fast with you know, with things, and I feel that he was very intimidated, and it just went back and forth. So I felt like he was trying to like just get underneath my skin, so I would either quit or something like that. So we had some words, and it blew up in the kitchen one day.
Surprise!
And it wasn't cause, you know, I'm the angry black woman. Yeah. It was like, you here trying to stump my growth.
Yeah.
You know, like, I'm here to learn, but you don't want to teach me too much because you feel, you know, I'm a little too nice with it. You know what I'm saying? So we had words, whatever the case may be. And I ended up leaving and started my own company at that point. And so I think you're right. Like, I felt I was etched out because I felt like if I was to be that successful, it's going to look, you know, it's going to shun down on him. And, you know, he's a man. So I felt like his ego took over.
What I get out of that, and from what I'm hearing with these stories and stuff like that, is that's just the way women are. You know, that's the beautiful thing about women. They take nothing and make something out of it. You know, they can't go this way, then they're going to, you know, go that way and make sure they get things done. Just like a single mother who has 2 kids and, you know, she's struggling by herself, she always finds a way to get it done one way or another. So, you know, salute to y'all for even being able to, you know, transcend in the industry. I'm going to change this up a minute. Love y'all.
Uh-oh.
But I have a problem with the fact that these young girls out here don't cook.
Young, you're talking about dating, or are you talking about female chefs?
I'm talking about younger female cooks. I'm talking about the average person, the average female now. They ain't cooking in the house no more. Sunday dinners ain't popping no more. Like, what's going on with that? Let's get off the professional shit for a minute and let's talk about generational bullshit.
First of all, we in the same age group, so I can't tell you nothing about what these young girls out here doing. Reese might be able to speak to that more because she's more of the in the dating and younger era.
Oh, she put all my business out there, didn't she? So I think that with cooking, and this can kind of go back to my beginning cooking story as well. Like, my grandmother, she was the cook. She did everything, 3 hot meals on the table, like, period. And she had 5 kids, but she was an actual homemaker, you know? So she never taught her kids how to cook. So all of that skipped and went to me. So I knew what good food tasted like because grandma could cook her ass off, you know, but no one else ever cooked, so everything skipped. So when she passed away, I became kind of like the matriarch in my family of cooking. So cooking became something that was important to me. So I needed to make sure I knew what I was doing. And then I had this husband, and I wanted to make sure he was fed. And he, he loved his mama's cooking. So I had to have good food for him. And then I thought we were going to have these big football players, and I was going to have to cook for them. And cook for the whole team. Like, I wanted to be the team mom. I was going to be the team mom. So on the Campbell soup commercial, like, yes, I made this soup for the boys, but I was. Listen, you gotta have goals. You better have. So, but I think that cooking is one of those things, like when you say, young girls aren't cooking anymore, I feel like it's one of those things that you have to actually love. Yeah, and I also feel like it's one of those things that you actually innately have a talent to do. So you can go to culinary school, you can do all of those things, but if you don't have those instincts,
I always say that. I always say culinary school does not teach you how to cook.
It does not.
It does.
You have to have instincts. People I went to school with everybody trash too. I know people whose restaurants I go to,
you
and
either
they
have to have it or you don't have it.
I mean, it's kind of just like if you're a mechanic. You know what I'm saying? Like, brief story. When I went into the military, they tried to literally make me a mechanic for like Humvees and trucks. I don't know shit about fixing no cars. You know what I'm saying? Like, I could change a tire if I need to, and maybe get underneath there and change some oil if it get really bad. You know what I'm saying? But she'll tell you, I'll pay somebody to do it in a minute.
Hello?
But you know what I'm saying? I wasn't inclined, or I didn't have instincts to be a mechanic, and I was like, I ain't doing this shit. I gotta do something different. So
some of it is innate. I mean, I think a lot of, even most of it.
And I think when you're doing what you love, naturally, it's gonna show.
I also feel like, and this is just me being an ignorant man, I also feel like that a lot of women, or young women these days, are more about getting the bag and getting out there and doing their own things and so forth and so on. And there's not a lot of, okay, I gotta go home and cook for my man.
Well, but let's speak to that a little bit, because I also don't want to be so unfair with them. Do I feel like they should be, cooking and homemaking and stuff like that? Yes, because that's what I did, that's what we did, that's what we know. There's also the portion of some of these men they're dating, the men are lazy, so they can't. Their bag is not secured. As a younger person, when you think we were growing up, our moms and grandmas, the bag was secured. I didn't have to worry about this house. I didn't have to worry about how the lights was going to be on. I didn't have to worry about my car. I didn't have to worry about any of that. So what I could do was focus on taking care of you all in this way. Now we're living in a generation where there's a lot of people stunting on the internet, but they don't have $1 in the bank. Right. And so these women, like you said, who may be single mothers or whatever, are forced to figure out how to make a life for their children. And so, I can't cook you no dinner, sir, because otherwise we ain't have no life.
Yeah,
Be clear.
Big thing too, which is why people are ordering food prep from us. They they want to be able to grab and go, heat it up, plug and play, so they don't even have to think about this.
The convenience thing overall for male or female is just getting more convenience now. And people not like think about it. The fast casuals picked up and all this. So it's just more of that.
Yeah, because I'm never opening up another full service restaurant again.
It's gotta be.
It's gonna be fast casual. It's gonna be in and out.
And real quick, Corona lock-ins, y'all can get food from any of us. Like, word up. Hit us up.
As long as we got y'all gotta go to the grocery store so we can buy the ingredients.
You ain't gotta go nowhere.
Y'all do realize y'all was looking at the mic, man. I'm just joking.
I was looking at my
phone. Talking about coronavirus, right? They were saying, just talking about how all the service employees have now, they're getting hit in the pockets for gratuity.
Yes. Oh, absolutely.
Yeah. Yeah. It's crazy. The state of what's going on right now, and like we're all here live, and
we're fine.
We're fine, and we're trying to be fine and keep a good face. But I
got a question I want to propose. And I don't know if any of you ladies went through it, or Alexis, if you went through it. I think Alexis, you did go through it, but the competition with women out there. I'm sure there's some stories.
I'm gonna be honest with you. And we said we ain't saying no names, but there is the competition I've endured have been men. men who own, me coming into the restaurant industry, men who I thought I admired and went to like, hey, I would love to do an apprenticeship under you or this or that, who basically told me like, nah, you ain't gonna steal my recipes. And I had to be like, sir, you have chicken wings. Everybody stole that recipe. Like, let's be clear. But most of what I have encountered as far as women are concerned have been camaraderie. Most women that I have met, I have had a friendship with. We have shared stories. The only time I've ever had an issue with another woman in the kitchen is when I was their supervisor. And then they felt some pushback, like, you know, like they could kind of say what they want to say or whatever, and I had to do that. That's the only time.
So you were the first person that was a woman that I cooked with that there was no competition with.
Facts.
Oh, well,
right?
Facts.
No.
I mean,
No, it's true. When I was in New York, I used to look up to this girl. She went to CIA.
No name drops.
This, that, and the third, blah, 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 blah. I won't say no names. I won't say no names. You know, but she went to CIA. You know, that's like the Harvard of cooking school.
Yeah.
You know, and you thinking, you know, you the bomb. You go to school, this and the third. And this was a true testimony. School cannot teach you how to cook.
Yeah.
Because this girl could not really cook. But she had the presence. She had the drive. She went to the biggest school. So she was landing like these executive chef jobs all over Manhattan, right? So I was, you know, I looked up to her. You know, I said, you know, I was in culinary school and I met her through a friend of mine and I said, you know, I want to mentor behind you. You know what I'm saying? So that's me trying to have the sisterhood. You know, we help each other, two black women in the same thing in a male-dominated field in the third. And it just became a whole competition thing. And I'm like, yo, sis, like, what's wrong? Like, I'm looking up to you. I'm giving you a compliment. I want you to teach me. But where's the competition? Right. But because I was a more social person. And I was getting more of the gigs. And this, that, and the third. So long story short, you know, we tried to start our own company together. And this, that, and the third. And she was ended up, you know, some of the money behind my back. Not being honest about the contracts. This, that, and the third. Fast forward. X'd her out. That's a long story, but X'd her out. I moved on. She moved on. Met another young lady, very big in the industry. And, you know, she was doing things like way before I even thought about cooking. She was like maybe 10 years in when I met her. Younger girl, though, but dope at what she does. And I had finally landed my first gig. I mean, I had did my whole board of my vision. I had Food Network up there. I had Oprah up there. I had $10,000 checks up there. I said, I want to land So I finally landed my first big gig with the Bronner Brothers Hair Show. So of course I want to bring all my people in. You know what I'm saying? This with 200 people is going to be a big event. I need your help. I need all hands on deck, whatever. And it just became this whole competition thing with her. And I was just like, yo, what is the problem? You know what I'm saying? Like, she wanted me to come to the Hamptons and, you know, all this stuff, and we would cook together. And I ain't gonna lie, but I could cook. You know what I'm saying? My food tastes good.
She said, I ain't gonna lie, but I can cook.
I can cook. Right. So
who made the tater salad?
Right. So now I noticed the little competition coming on when we're with this group of people in the Hamptons and this, that, and the third. And food was going around. You know, I make my own this, and she do this, and her other friend to do this, and we all cooking our own things. And it was like, well, like you said, who made this dish? And I'm like, oh, that's me. Whatever, okay, but even I cook with you, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. It's still my profile, you know, and that became to be a whole competition thing. And it's like, and I was just like...
The good news is that there is also a flip side to that. Because I can say, like, I was introduced to you before meeting you through Jamie, through an event that you all did, that thing in New York with that bomb-ass house with the... Oh, you know what I'm talking about? It was like a brunch thing. Y'all and she was sending me pictures throughout the thing, and she's like, let me tell you something, Kim can cook her ass off. Like, she's saying on the thing, like, yeah, I'm out here with Chef Kim, and she's the shit, and, you know.
Yeah, but we feel the same way about each other, you know, and that's why whenever I get a gig, I can count on her and she can count on me.
Yeah.
There's never been no competition, ever.
No, real talk.
That's
like,
beautiful.
Real talk, like, anytime we have some sort of like gig or something going on, I'm like, is Jamie coming? Because through our experiences, I've seen her go through these things. And I'm like, I know when Jamie come do her thing, and she get the fuck out. You know? She come No, she comes, she rock it, and then she move.
Jimmy's like, just have my liquor on deck. What you do, and we gonna